And now you're probably sweating a little bit. A little clammy because now we have to deal with this, and boy was that a difficult one with the previous cube. But in any case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start building yellows up here. And that wasn't so hard, was it? Basically, you found we have to be cognizant of this non-banded side. So I'm going to put this over here, and the algorithm is going to move this yellow one here to this over here. Now this is a solid color, but this whole thing is just going to be bumped over to here. F U R U I R I F I. Doesn't affect these, but it does move this over to here, and we have a nice side here. What happened to a red just got transferred over here. So we're not doing too bad. Now we'll fill the other yellow one here. Where is it? It's over here. We can't do it if it's on the banded side, because doing these motions isn't going to take it anywhere. So we have to move it here. Once it's here, we can move it from here to here. This will just be bumped away, and we'll be okay. This is on the left side, so it's just the opposite. F-I, U-I, L-I, U-L, F. So we have our inner cross over here. So let's get a lay of the land here. Let's see what's not fixed yet. This is fine. This is in place. These guys are kind of bumped out. Bumped out. These need to be flipped up, so let's flip them to their proper centers. This blue can go with this center over here. This orange can go with, well, this orange, but it's too far away. So I'm going to do my strategy to move this into here, as long as one is up and one is down. And as you recall, it's the same algorithm to move this to here, which is going to move this to here and this to here, but upside down. And there it is. It moved it here. Oh, but it's at the green side, so I can't do it that way. Let me move it back. All right. So lesson learned, we have to be cognizant of this. I have to bump this out of here to do it, because it did not do it as predicted. So I'm just going to bump it over here and do the same thing. Yeah, I meant to do that. I did that on purpose just to show you. Anyway, so this is in the right plane over here. So what I'm going to do is, just like last time, move this up to bump it out, move it across, move it back in, and move it in. That retains this, puts this into place. Now I'm going to move this back down to here. So that's fine here. We have this side over here. Now let's get another lay of the land here. Should I just go back to putting this over, putting this yellow back here? I could do that. And as a matter of fact, if I move it here, that's pretty good, because this will go back here, and this is already solid color. Alternatively, I can put this over here. Let's put this green in here and see what happens. Green to green. So here, 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 here. There it is, and move it back. Okay. So what I have now is I have these guys here are okay, but now this isn't where it needs to be. And once again, I have a choice. I can move this orange one, this yellow one to here, or I can try to put these in place. Well, I can't do it from that perspective. I have to do it from this perspective. And I'm actually going to see what happens when I put this orange in place. Now, before I did it with the outer edge, but I can't because it's facing down. This is the one that's facing up, so this is the one that I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do the same algorithm only with this one being shifted because this one has the bad one that's facing up. So I put that here, and what that did is that moved this down here to be in the same plane here. And what I'm going to do to put that into place is move this out of the way, bring it up, move it back, so that's where it needs to be. Now I'm going to move this down again. So remember, my goals were pretty much not so much to get the cross, but to solve all of these pieces, and that's what I did. So these are all solved. What I want to do is see if I can actually proceed with the next step, which is putting in my corner pieces. But I need to make sure that one of my non-bandaged sides, all of my middles can be put into place. Well, this can't be put into place. How about here? This can be put into place. As long as I have that, I'm okay. I can go on to the next step. I'm done. Because I have something of a crossover here. Now you notice that this got messed up. I don't worry about that because I have ways of putting that in. Once I have this here, what I'm going to want to do is freely move this around so that I get the centers back, you know, in the appropriate places, the middles with the centers. If they're not, I'm going to go to my bandage, my non-bandaged side, put the green one in here, and do my rotational algorithm to put everything in place by the method that you know. There it is here, there it is here, there it is here. Once I've done that, I now have kind of reduced it to a Jupiter cube with a twist. So I'm going to put these all in place. But I have to be more careful than a Jupiter cube because I've got this bandage side. And I can't do any motion, non-bandage side rather, and I can't do any motions that are like this. So I'm just going to kind of walk through how I deal with this. This red can meet this over here, so I'm just going to keep that here. So let me find another one that needs to be fixed. What I'm doing to put it in is I'm just doing a series of rotational moves. I want to move this into here, so I move it in, move this back, so that I can move this back in, and this back in. So that was the overall effect. Kind of simple stuff. So now I'm going to find some sort of reciprocal to that I could use on this side. And oh my gosh, I got an inverse here. How lucky am I? Which means that I can do a double turn to put it into place. But I can't move it in the way that I did. See? All of our good work for nothing. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get it in here, but only doing these moves and these moves. So I'm just going to move it to the side, move it down, up, and here. So 1, 2, good, 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 not so good. So make short work of that. Blue and white. Here's a white in the middle, and here's a blue at the end, so I can use any one of those. Not perfect, but it'll work because I'll go from nothing solved, do it twice, to something solved. Now, I'm doing these so that I can maintain something of a cross. By doing it twice, it's easy for me to do that. So these two are good. Anything that I can borrow from here. Well, here's a orange that can come into here. Be cognizant that this is a banded side. So I'm going to move this over here because I want to roll it into here, and roll like that. Carefully turn here. Alright, so same kind of thing. 1, 2. Solved, solved, not so solved, and not so solved. But I got to be careful. I cannot do that move. Whoop. So I'm just going to move it down like this, across, up, back, oops. See what I did? See what I did? I messed that up. So let me get it back. Don't panic. Don't panic. You panicking? Stop panicking. All right, I got it back. All right. Good job. Okay, so see, I did it. I did it. And you all probably yelled at me to not as you were watching this and saw the horrible mistake I was making. All right, but it's been contained. So this is here. All right, no biggie. Told you not to panic. All right, so here's red and orange. So that'll work pretty well. Let's see what we got here. White and yellow. Here's a white that I can use. So I'm going to move this in carefully. Down, up. And that's what I'm looking for. Okay. And move it twice. Good, good. Not so good, but I created an inverse, which means I'm just going to bump this one out, move this down here to be put up here, being very careful. Nice little inverse. I want to bump this up to here. I don't have to worry about this side. It's far enough away. Now do I have something that's a good reciprocal here? Oh, look at this, another inverse. Carefully, oops, bring it down, up, down, up. There we go. Now we're cooking. So now we can bring up any more. Let's bring this one here. That's here. So I'll move this down up here. All right, so this is good. Up, 1, 2, and we're good. Do a quick scan. So we have all of our middles, all of our edges in place, and all of our corners in place, inner and outer.